Hi there, I'm Holly McDonald with the Costa Mesa Pod, where we talk about all things concerning the lifestyle, businesses, and activities that make Costa Mesa such a great place to live. Today I am with Chef Jason, and Jason has quite the story. Jason, you are a chef, obviously, and I know you through Facebook, through social media. We have some mutual friends, and you always post really uplifting things. So I wanted you to come on and tell a little bit more about who you are and what you do. So go ahead,
Absolutely.
introduce
Yeah.
yourself.
So thank you for having me, Holly. My name is Jason Mercado, and I'm the owner and operator of Sweet Mission. Sweet Mission is a cookie business located in Orange County. Right now, we're located in Anaheim. It's a business that I started back in 2013, 2014. I was actually homeless when I started the business, and just kind of took a chance shot to come to California to be able to restart or relaunch the business, and that's what I've been doing up until this point. So it's an exciting story, though.
Yeah, so you're from the East Coast. You're from like the Philly area.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was born in South Jersey, and moved to Philadelphia. So I spent a lot of time in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yeah, Philly. And so you were in Philly for a while, you were working, and you decided after some hardships that you wanted to make your way to California.
Yeah, so I was working for a coffee company for about 12 years, and they were doing layoffs, and I ended up getting laid off. At that point, I was at a crossroad, like, all right, what am I going to do now? Because I don't have money to pay rent. I really don't have another job yet. I don't know what to do. So I end up being homeless, actually, and it was in the wintertime. So if you know anything about the East Coast, winter is cold, cold, cold. And so at that point, I was thinking, all right, what am I going to do now? I have to figure out something. And I knew that I knew how to bake. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll bake something. Said, start your own business. I'm like, this is crazy. I don't have no money. I don't have a place to stay. I'm on the streets. Who's going to believe me? And so I kind of buckled down and said, I'm gonna try this. I mean, I don't have anything to lose. I'm already at my lowest, so I only have one way to go, but up. And so I started connecting with different organizations in the community, and learned how to operate a business. Found a place to live in a shelter. Found a place that was great for me to bake at, and they would help me with my with my business and trying to develop the business. And then also I had some seed money to start the business. So that was June 1st of 2012. I launched my business called Just Cookies, because that's all I was selling. That's all I knew. And then something happened while I was in Philly. Somebody took money from me. And so that's how my business kind of went belly up. And at that point, I was like, all right, I need to figure out something else to do, somewhere else to go. And California just coming to mind. I slept on it for like 3 days. California, California. I've never even been to California. So I told my mom, hey, I'm going to go to California. She said, where are you going to stay at? I said, I don't know. She said, who do you know in California? I said, nobody. You ever been to California before? No, I'm just going to go. So I literally hopped on a Greyhound bus. It took me 4 days to get here, and I picked a place on the map, Santa Ana. And I came with a duffel bag of clothes, $60 in cash, and a backpack full of food on this whole journey to come and sell cookies that people thought was crazy.
Yeah, and how random that you just selected Santa Ana of all the places
Yeah,
on the map.
yeah,
That's so
yeah. I just
cool.
picked a place. I was like, I literally picked a place on the map. I had been to California, so I didn't know where to go.
Yeah. So you ended up here with like no money, no place necessarily to go, no job. But I love that you were, basically an entrepreneur. You had this business in your heart that you wanted to start and everything. What made you want to start a business of your own versus, just go find another job? Did it just sting that the last job, kind of let you go, or what was that about?
Um, I think what made me want to start my own business was because I knew how to bake, and
Mhm.
I knew a little bit about business. And I remember, and this is something that stuck with me, and I think is what really kind of pushed me with this whole cookie business. So when I was 11 years old, I baked some Toll House cookies. Those are easy. You just chop them up, put them in the oven, and I gave them to my stepdad. And I remember him telling me, he goes, "Oh, son, these cookies are good. You're gonna be a great baker one day." I was 11 years old when he told me that. Now that came to mind like years and years and years later when I was doing this whole cookie thing. So I think for me, I just wanted to be my own boss. I could do it instead of going to work for somebody else and being a possibility of getting laid off again and have to go through that whole process. And I was like, no, I'm just going to take a chance. If it doesn't work, I'll get a job. But I was determined to start it. So yeah, I just wanted to be my own boss and be able to just be able to help people.
I love that you really just kind of listened to yourself, during the whole thing. Like you realized that you wanted to have your own business. Like that voice inside of you was saying you were a great baker and you knew it. And you knew in your heart that you wanted to go to California and you were just going to make it happen, even though you really had like no context of what it would be like. You just went for it.
I just went for it. I hopped on a Greyhound bus. It took me 4 days to get here. And I was like, can't turn back now. I'm here. So
yeah,
probably
weren't too disappointed with the weather when you got here.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
So tell me a little bit about your business now. So it's not just cookies anymore.
So yeah, when I moved to California, I moved here in 2013, and I was baking down in Huntington Beach. And I sat down, I think 5 years later, like in 2015, 2016, I sat down and I said, this does not make sense. Like, why did I come to California just to make cookies? It doesn't make sense. I could have made cookies anywhere. And what I discovered, right, was that I came here not about me. It was about me coming here to share my story of, going through addiction, doing time in jail, being homeless, and just being able to share my story with other people saying, though I went through this is where I'm at now. And it's my mindset. So I was determined to do this no matter what. And so that's when I changed the name from Just Cookies to Sweet Mission, with the goal to inspire, empower, encourage. And so that's how the name developed. I just seemed fitting, wanting to help people, get back on track, figure out what their life is, and also we have some pretty good cookies. So that's the journey so far. So yeah.
I saw, so there was this wonderful piece done about you by Steve Harvey, the one and only, and it's really cool to see your journey. And also they had some video of some of the treats that you make. So you do cupcakes and obviously cookies and, all of that. Also, what I really liked about the Steve Harvey piece was that he mentioned how you got connected, I guess, in LA. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I did. So anybody who knows me knows that I'm a Facebook fanatic. Like I'm always on Facebook. I'm always either posting or seeking out opportunities or connecting with other people. And so this lady just randomly sent me a message on Facebook. She had been following my company, and she wanted to get me connected with some people. And I'm like, okay. I'm in California. I don't know anybody, so I don't know if this lady's like real or not. So she said, no, I'm going to help you connect with people. And so I sent her some information, and she got me to, she connected me with some people, and I was able to do cookies for an Oscars post party.
Nice.
Just randomly. And this is, I was still baking in Huntington Beach at that time. And I didn't know, I was like, I don't know how many cookies you need. She said, oh, it's going to be a lot of people. You should probably bring about 2,500 cookies.
Oh my gosh.
How much? She's like, do you need help? She said, I'll send you helpers. So she sent some people to help. I baked 2,500 cookies, packed them individually, took them to there. And then from there, I got to do cookies for a BET Awards after party.
Oh.
I met one of the guys from there. His name was, Melvin Jackson Jr.
Oh, wow.
So I got connected with him. And so that's all. And I've done other events in LA, Hollywood as well. So
that's really cool. Connected. Yeah, there's a lot of connections. And
yeah.
How did you end up on the Steve Harvey show?
Again, I was just on Facebook. Somebody sends me a message, boom. And she's like, what a great story you have. She said, I've been reading your story. She said, I'm going to give you my email address. She goes, I need you to just email me some information, any articles you have, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. So that was on a Friday. So on Monday, I get an email and it says, it wasn't the same email that she gave me on Friday. Come to find out, she was the senior executive producer for the Steve Harvey show. That's how I got connected with that's how I got connected with that. Just random, like one chance. Yeah. So that happened. That was right at the beginning of the right at the beginning of the pandemic too. That was in 2019, 2020. Yeah.
What
So
a
that's
transformation.
yeah,
Seriously, going from homeless to, connecting with like socialites and Oscar parties. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Well, and that's really what your business is about and what your purpose is.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, the purpose of the business, right, is to just be able to connect and help people that come from whatever background, whether homeless, been in trouble with the law, recovery, whatever, and just give them that chance that they need, because sometimes people, once you get your marked a felon or whatever, people really don't want to deal with you, especially when it comes to work. So being able to say, for me, for my business, I don't care about your resume.
Yeah.
I don't care about your past, because you're not responsible for your past. You were probably all jacked up then, but now you're responsible for your future. And what can Sweet Mission do as a company to help you figure out your future, whether it's getting your GED, helping you find a place to stay, helping you develop just basic skills of talking to people. And so that's the goal of the business. I just happen to use cookies. And so people say, and I used to do cupcakes before. I don't do cupcakes as much now because I went back to my original mission for the business. So people say, why do you do cookies? I said, well, you can give people cheesecake, you can give them pie, but you get somebody a cookie and it just changes their whole face up. So it's about change. And also cookies are round. So I said, all I want to do is teach people how to be complete in life. Just do a complete turnaround and just teach them whatever you did before, it doesn't matter. What matters now is what you're going to do today, this very moment. And to also be able to teach teamwork. I always give the example that you have chocolate chips, you have brown sugar, you have white sugar, you have molasses. None of those things can do anything by themselves. But if you put them all together and you mix them, look what happens. You get this cookie. But I didn't do it by myself. I need you and you and you to do this together. So we had to do this as a team to make this work, to teach that we need each other. And no matter what people say, whatever odds you think are against you, it's power in your words. So you can get out of your situation if you want to. So
the way you express things is just really, really motivating and inspirational. So thank you for sharing that. Like I would have never thought about the shape of the cookie and how that could turn into something so beautiful for your Sweet Mission. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you have other people that work with you, or are you like a one-man show?
I'm a one-man show right now,
Yeah.
because I have a cottage food permit. So with my permit, it's only me, but I could have one other person work with me. But for now, it's just me as I'm trying to build, try to just build more clientele, bring in more finances, kind of working on my credit right now, so that at some point or another, maybe the bank will say, okay, we can give you a loan now. But and I've done this without the bank, because they're like, you got bad credit and no collateral. So I'm like, all right, if you think that's going to stop me, you're wrong, because I'm still going to continue this one way or another. And there's been times where I've had to start the company, and I've had to stop because we didn't have enough money. I've had to start again, stop, but people understand that. So most of the people understand. So now I'm just trying to get on that path of like being, having some stability with the business, and kind of, I've worked with, one thing recently, I've worked with a lot of nonprofits that, they have gift bags they give out at the end of the events, and they've been able to put my cookies in their bag and kind of get business that way. I've worked with real estate agents before for broker days, open houses. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just at the point where I'm just trying to reestablish, rebrand, relaunch. So
part of what I like to do with this podcast is to let people talk about their business and like the why and the who behind it, so that people have a little bit better, more of a connection. And what you're doing has a lot of purpose behind it. And I know that I've seen a lot of people comment on how delicious your cookies are. I haven't had them yet, but I like the idea of using them for like goodie bags for, and so I'll be hitting you up on that. But talk about your cookie drops that you do.
My who?
Your cookie drops. I know you're going to be doing one here in Costa Mesa. Several of them. Talk about that.
Yeah. So I was, I was on the Costa Mesa Buzz, and I saw people about. I had my my cookies, and I went to people if they want to order, they can pick them up. Well, I lived in Anaheim, and somebody's like, "Oh, well, maybe you should try to do like a cookie drop, where you just take all the orders, pre-orders, drop the cookies off, and some people can come pick them up." So I'm like, "What a brilliant idea! Nobody has to go anywhere except for stay in our city." So I did one last month. It was very successful, um, and so I'm doing another one again this month on July the 12th
Okay.
will be the drop date. So I'll be taking orders until like July 6th to the 9th. I'll be taking orders, and then
Perfect.
we'll
Gotta get
do a
this
drop.
done.
Yeah, and then we'll do a drop on July the 12th. And
Okay.
yeah, so people gonna I'll post the flyer again on Costa Mesa Buzz, and people can order, uh, direct message me. And if you have a cookie that's not on the menu that you think you like, let me know. Try to work
That's
it
great.
out.
Yes.
So
So
yeah,
people have to go to Costa Mesa Buzz. They can see your flyer, get an idea what you're offering, and if you have a special request, let
yeah, yeah.
Jason
And that's
know.
one good thing. That's one good thing about my business. Most of the cookies that I have been what people have requested. So, except for one, the only one that people have requested, I have a signature cookie, which is a Hawaiian cooler. So it's lemon, coconut, white chocolate, macadamia nuts. That's an award-winning cookie. So aside from that, no, if it's within reach, uh, I'm always open for suggestions.
Yeah. And I don't know if you want to share it. I can cut this if you don't want me to, but you mentioned on your post that you had a surgery. And so doing these cookie drops is a really great way to help support you so you can get back to your mission.
Right, it is. So yeah, so I was walking my dog one day and stepped on something, wasn't sure what it was. Ended up going to the emergency room, and the result was they had to amputate my right foot. So that kind of has stopped me as far as employment wise. So now I don't have any income currently, but I'm working on that through hopefully through selling these cookies, I can generate the funds I need to at least sustain myself for now and move forward from there. But I guess I would say, well, the foot is gone, so it kind of keeps me stable. So now I have nothing to do but bake cookies. So I have plenty of time, plenty of time to do baking. So yeah,
Well, you have such a great mission and you're doing great things. We're proud to have you in Orange County and cooking for Costa Mesa and beyond. So I hope everybody gives your cookies a shot, helps to support you, and I can't wait to taste them. Spread the love.
awesome. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. So where can people find you online? I know you're on Facebook. You want to share where people can find out more?
Yeah, I have Facebook. I also have Instagram, which is at Sweet Mission Cookie. I'm right now working on developing my website, redoing my website, so that'll be available soon. But Facebook and Instagram is where
Awesome.
I can be found right now.
And can we get a little shot of your doggy? Look at
This is
that.
this is my little rescue. Her name is Chow. Yeah.
We love our dogs.
Yeah.
So cute. Well, Jason, thank you so much for sharing your story and all that you're doing to encourage people. It's really motivational.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.